Guys, today we have a very special guest with us. I've met Young at the gym, and he happens to be in the same business that I'm in, which is real estate. Young, how are you today, brother?
Thank you. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, Christian.
Hey, thanks for coming, man. I know that you took some time to spend with us. Sorry that it took a little bit longer than normal, but here we are,
No,
brother.
no worries.
You've been a loan officer, which I just found out
Yeah.
recently.
Right.
Tell us how long you've been doing it.
Well, I've been in the industry for about 25 years, so been around for a while. But,
So you're not a
yeah.
newbie.
Nope, I am not a newbie. Nope. So I've seen, the good times and the bad times, of course.
Yes, yes,
but,
I do.
Unfortunately, we run into that sometimes.
Yes,
but,
I do.
2008, everyone knows about that, the financial crisis.
Yeah.
And right now, currently right now with the interest rates being high.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
But did you start here in Vegas, or no? Where do you used to live before?
I started when I lived in Chicago. I used to live in
Okay.
Chicago.
Okay.
So I started during the late 90s, and that tells you how old I am.
21.
You can do the math.
You're
and figure
21,
out
you're
how
21.
much- Yeah. So, and that was when the subprime loans came out and so on. And it was pretty interesting times when they first came out. But
What was it? How old were you? You don't mind me asking. How old were you when you start? Why do you start in loans to begin with? I mean, that's a
Well, yeah, my friend recruited me.
Okay.
He, I met him at the gym. I think gyms are
yeah.
nice place to network
Absolutely.
and meet people.
Absolutely.
But he, we were friends, and he started doing it, and he's like, dude, you'd be perfect for it. You like to talk to people.
Yeah.
You seem like you got a good head on your shoulder, and you should come out and check it out, and meet everyone, see if you like it.
Yeah.
So, I think I have a knack for solving like intangible stuff and problem solving and stuff like that.
Right,
too.
which is required.
And yeah, and I like talking to people, meeting new people, which because I moved around a lot, and it requires me to be more very personable
Smart,
and
yeah.
like outgoing and stuff. So, yeah, it just I just did clicked. It clicked. I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. So. And I made a pretty decent check on my second month. So
It always helps to stay in business for sure.
Right. The money was nice. So but that's how I started. And then I lived in Chicago till 2001. Moved to Hawaii right after 9/11 too.
Okay,
Right
shit.
after 9/11. This
Okay.
was in November. And moved. Did loans in Hawaii. Hawaii is great. Just the problem with Hawaii is there's just not a lot of inventory. No place to build.
How are the prices there compared to here?
It's crazy. It's you're talking like 1,000 square foot home. It's $1 million plus. And we're talking built in
What?
1960s, 1970s.
Right,
Yeah.
you're not buying like a
Right.
very nice 1,000 square feet home. It's
Right,
just
right,
like a normal
right.
standard.
Right.
For what it would be here in Vegas, a normal
Right.
standard home.
Right.
Oh, and that's it, huh?
Right. I mean, it's Vegas homes are more modernized.
Yes.
The building materials are more mostly. I'm pretty sure they're all steel frame now.
Okay. Why Vegas though?
Vegas, there's more opportunities here, I think, for new homes.
Is that what you chose?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's more opportunity for new home sales. Hawaii, you can't really build up, and if they do have new construction, you're in a lottery system. So that makes it really difficult for buyers.
Right.
I represent the buyers,
Right.
So that makes it really difficult. Over here, I know I've heard some places are actually doing that now too.
They are.
Lottery.
Yeah, they
okay.
are. They
So, but there's just a lot more, available inventory here for buyers.
As when you are in the business that we're in,
Right.
we're self-employed, and if we don't continue looking for opportunities for us to create
Right.
a closing,
Right.
we don't get paid. How do you deal with the stress of like a real estate life? You know how it is.
Right,
It's like,
right.
okay, the market changed, the
Right.
interest rates are not helping.
Yeah.
What is your daily life? How do you deal with the stress of life, really,
Yeah.
with the business and
Well,
stay
it's
positive?
hard. It's not
Yeah.
for everyone. You and I discussed this not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's just not for everyone.
No.
You got to deal with it, and you got to we both been through the test of time.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
you
of course.
gotta. I mean, you gotta smart. You gotta save money. You know,
Right.
for the slow times.
Right. Don't go buy no Louis.
No.
Don't go buy no Louis on the first
Yeah.
check. Guys, do not go buy a Louis on your first check
Yeah.
if you're in real estate.
Yeah, just try to be ultra conservative with just your spending and stuff like that. But I mean, we all like to enjoy life.
Sure, absolutely.
It's hard. But,
No, it's
but, yeah,
definitely hard.
But there's definitely good time, and I think there's going to be an uptick in the market. The interest rates should come down once inflation's controlled.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they're saying maybe late this year or maybe 6 months from now. I don't know, but we'll see. I'm not an economist, so
Brother, I've always. By the way, I've been wrong predicting the market every time.
Yeah.
So anybody who tells me, "Oh, this is what's going to happen," I'm like, dude, do you have a crystal ball? Like, I've always been wrong,
Right.
and I do this for a living for the last 20 years as well.
right.
How important is it to keep a positive view
You have to. You have to.
to stay alive in this
You
business?
have to, and like I said, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
You got to understand. There's going to be downtime, but you got to stay positive, and you just got to have positive attitude, and it'll come if you just keep at it. Plug away and try to get new potential business. For myself, I have to try to meet new realtors
Every day,
and,
right. It's a numbers game, right?
Yeah, for me, my business is referrals. That's 100%.
100%, bro. That's
right. That's key.
That's key.
I mean, you can get leads on the internet, stuff like that, but
We all know though, brother.
Right.
I 100% agree with you. How a business should be like heavily referral based. Otherwise,
Absolutely.
those internet leads. We all know what We all know
Right.
they can be great sometimes,
Right.
and then they can be
Right.
very hard
Right.
situation.
Right, and definitely, and you got to take care of your clients.
Yes.
That way they send you referrals. That's the name of the game. You take care of that client, and that person, you take care of the referral that you get, and that person is going to send you a referral. So, always treat your clients well.
Think about the relationship over the transaction, pretty much.
Right, absolutely. That comes first, because sometimes, even if you're not going to do the deal,
You still got to be nice.
I mean, you got to take care of them,
Yeah.
And I have clients call me after we close, like years later, ask me about their mortgage statements. And,
Yes. No, of course.
I'm like, hey, and
Which-
I'm
which-
sorry calling you. I'm like, no, call me.
Which
anytime.
company are you with again?
I'm with Vision Home Mortgage. They're right off of Pecos.
And you can do. When I was talking to you, you can do loans. You're licensed in different
I'm also
states.
licensed in Hawaii.
Okay.
I'm with American Family Lending in Hawaii.
Okay.
So yeah, I could do Hawaii and Nevada. I do deal with people in Hawaii and even people who want to buy in Nevada from Hawaii, because
A lot of people are moving.
It's a ninth island here,
Brother, it's last year. I believe my team closed, if I'm not mistaken, like 4 or 5 people from Hawaii that just moved from
absolutely.
there.
Yeah, there's a big presence here.
It's a big presence here just because the prices, even though we're in a higher situation, like
It's
compared
a lot
to,
cheaper.
it's a lot cheaper than, like
Yeah.
you mentioned, in
Yeah.
$1 million.
Right.
Brother, I don't want to get too personal, but I'll get personal because
that's fine.
that's what we do
Fire away,
here,
man.
and when we're in business as entrepreneurs that we are,
Right.
and it's doing. How does this affect your personal life in regards to kind of separate, or can you even separate it? I know I can't.
No, I can't. It's
Yeah.
just a 247 job, man.
It's 247,
Yeah,
right?
and for me, I have to be available to my realtors and my
Right.
clients,
Right.
7 days a week,
Right.
Nighttime. I've even taken calls like 1:00 in the morning. You
You kind of have to, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
they had it there. It's a very stressful process for borrowers, and
Yes.
and yourself.
no, you got you
providers.
have an extremely tough job.
It is tough.
I couldn't
Yeah.
do your job.
It is.
It's too much responsibility
Yeah, it's tough,
on
yeah.
a guy. I
Right.
mean, you know what I mean? I mean, I suffer from stress. I will be stressed. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
already
it's for
stressed.
sure.
It's a really tough situation.
Right.
Having no line between being in real estate, in your case being a loan officer, in my case being a real estate agent, and then kind of having a personal life. Most people don't understand.
No.
Most most people that start on the business of loan officers or real estate agents, they realize real quick,
Right.
it's not what I thought it was going to
Right,
be.
right.
What is one thing that you have learned that you could say to the people that are coming into the business as a loan officer
Right.
or as a real estate agent
Right.
that you can say, you know what, this has really guided me well, or this
Right.
has helped me
Right.
stay in track.
Right.
If you have one of those, I mean,
Right.
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming realtors are the same way. But you just got to make sure you treat your clients well. And,
Yeah.
You're available. And just
Pick up the phone.
pick up the phone. When your phone rings, that's your lifeline.
That's your lifeline.
You
Yeah.
pick it up. I don't care if you're on vacation. I'm on vacation. I take calls. you know?
Brother, like I don't believe on agents, especially in this business, especially loan officers that go 9 to 5.
No.
I go 9 to 5.
No,
What do
you
you
can't.
mean?
No,
Like, what is? No, I
Right.
mean, I've seen you at the gym where you have to make a call, and all of a sudden
Right,
you're doing
absolutely.
work, and then you have to step out and
Right.
interrupt maybe that groove that you're
Right,
going
yeah.
because you have to take that call.
You have to take it. You don't. You don't go let. I mean, yeah, of course you can't take it. You go to voicemail, but call them back right away.
No, of course, no, I understand,
Right.
but we have to be available at all
Absolutely.
times,
Right.
even who takes vacations without taking the phone.
Right.
And we're
Absolutely.
now, you tell me, in a situation where the client expects that.
Absolutely.
They don't care that you're on vacation.
Right.
They don't give a shit.
No,
They don't.
right,
They
right,
don't.
right.
Let me tell you something.
They do. Yeah.
They don't care about you, nor should they. They shouldn't care about you, right? They care
right,
about.
right.
Listen,
Which that's our job.
It's our job.
It's
I
our
re-
job. We have to be there for them.
I remember I had the sweetest client that you could ever meet. She was the super sweet client, and I was like, hey, listen, everything is fine. My
Right.
team is going to be able to help you out.
Right.
But you can always call me.
Right.
You can always call me because
Right.
I'm going to be on vacation.
Right.
But you can always call me.
Right.
Brother, she called me
Right.
every day.
Yep.
And by the way, it had nothing to do with the house.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey, questions, whatever.
Right.
Every day, I took a 6-day vacation. She called me
Every day.
every day.
Yep.
And what am I supposed to say? Oh, I'm on vacation.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
call
you-
me.
you
You
know,
go, yeah.
you're-
You sit down. You go, hold on.
Yeah.
You tell, you tell whoever's helping you, hey, bring me
Yeah.
a mimosa.
Right.
And then you try to help them out. But
Yeah.
it's, I believe that's where it's the misconnect on people getting into the business,
Right. They
not
don't
understanding
understand.
what
Right.
it takes
Right.
to.
If you want to be successful, you got to give it 100%. I'm sorry. I mean, I know some people do it part time, but you're not. If you do it part time, you're not going to be successful.
And I think that's a disservice to the client.
Right.
If you're in a
It
part-time
is,
situation.
It is, and it'll come. That will steamroll, and you'll get the customers or clients.
Yeah.
They'll appreciate you. That much more, when you take the calls. That's why they like, this guy's great,
Yeah.
That comfort that you're there to talk to them, and explain the situation, or if they have questions, you got answers for them, and it's just I think that goes a long way.
Where do you see on the under promising and over delivering kind of
Right.
situation? Which that's what I try to do.
That's a perfect way to put it. Yeah.
It's
that's a great way to put it.
know?
Yeah, definitely. That's
because I have, as I deal with a lot of loan officers in my business, some of them tell you I can do this at such great rates,
Right.
and I go, okay.
right.
And then when it comes down to it,
Right.
it's like, well,
don't
no.
know. Yeah.
And he was like, bro,
Right.
don't get me excited like this,
Right.
and to try to get, you know what I'm saying, like
Right.
I'd rather you be,
Right.
and then surprise me at the
Right.
end in a good scenario.
And there's a lot of loan officers use that approach. I got great rates and that, and I don't sell rates. I offer very competitive rates.
Say that again, brother.
I don't sell rates.
That's right. That's right. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I don't sell
That's
rates
awesome.
because we're very, very competitive. Don't
Yes.
get me wrong. I work
Yeah.
with like a lot of top-notch wholesale lenders.
Yeah.
And UWM happens to be one of them. They're
Yep.
one of the biggest. But so you might have someone offering 1/8% better, whatever. You want to drop me, go to them. All right, fine. But I'm selling myself as
Your
service,
absolutely.
my knowledge,
Absolutely.
and how
to structure that loan.
structure a loan. And I will pick that loan apart before he goes into submission. So that way there's no hiccups or anything, no obstacles that, in the middle of the transaction, everything's going to be, and sometimes problems happen.
They always do.
Yeah.
They always do.
A good high percentage of time, it's not going to happen because, we, myself, I make sure that everything's all, checked out.
What is do you have an experience that you, in your career, I'm pretty sure you have plenty, but
Right.
do you have one experience that you go, man, I wish I hadn't done that, or I wish I would have paid attention to this? Do you have anything like that you could share with us?
Maybe like, I'm trying to think, and I'm trying to be candid as much as possible.
No,
because there's sometimes, I should have, but I can't. We're off the top of my head. I would say maybe I should have looked at the financials a little bit more carefully.
Sure, that's always
just
a thing for everybody.
assuming because they were my past clients.
Yeah.
But then maybe something on the tax returns they had started a business.
Yeah.
They have more deductions. It's like that counts against them. So
Well, let's talk about that, because here in Vegas, you and I both know a lot of business owners. And as business owners, what do we like to like? We like to deduct
right.
deduct as much
Right.
as we can, because nobody wants to
Right.
pay the IRS, right?
Right.
But if you're in the process of buying a home,
Right.
you're gonna have to buy the piper.
Right.
I mean, you're gonna have to pay. You can't. I mean, you tell me, you can't, right? I mean, you have to show some kind of real income versus like.
As far as trying to get pre-approved for the loan?
Yeah.
Absolutely. As
a business owner, you know how
I
it is.
mean, they have programs where we can use bank statements for
Yeah, but
investors.
come on,
and
but let's be
second home.
realistic.
It's a second home investors.
Right.
There's more programs like that geared for investors. But as a primary residence, you got to show a whole ball of wax, man.
You got.
You got to show everything.
Because look, if I'm in the process of buying a home, we incur a lot of expenses,
right.
but I think there's a point where you're going to have to. You
You
pay, and not deduct, so you can have some real
like
income.
a year from now,
Yeah.
you're going to buy,
Yeah.
deduct less, so that way you and do the numbers or talk to loan
Do the
consultant
numbers.
or loan officer, and they'll tell you, hey, I've done this several times.
Yeah, sure, I'm sure.
I'm looking to buy a home, and I'm like, I know you're self-employed. This is what you got to make.
This is what you got to make sure
You got to make sure your deductions are
are not that.
not as great.
I
as
had
a
I was showing homes, and I'm talking out of my scope.
Yeah.
But that's I was showing home to a doctor.
Right.
Doctor made a lot of money.
Right.
But he deducted everything.
right.
So his true income was like $20,000, and I go,
Right.
and the loan officer goes,
Per year?
Yeah, he deducted everything, bro. So
Was he?
so I don't know. So the reality is, if you are self-employed,
Yeah.
we all want to deduct as much as possible.
Right.
And by the way, I'm not advising on any tax
No,
advisor
we're
at
not
all.
accountants,
But
right.
based on the experience that I've
Right.
had,
Well, we
business
have a lot of
experience that you had,
deductions,
We do have a lot of expenses
Yeah,
over
and
here.
especially you.
Yeah, I have a lot of
You
expenses.
got a lot
Yeah.
of expenses.
They stack up for sure. They
Right.
start adding up, and every little thing does add up. But I do have to take that into consideration, that if I do want to buy a property,
Right.
I'm going to have to sit down with somebody like you
Right.
and be like, okay,
Right.
I'm going to plan this out.
Right.
What should I do? How
Right.
much should I not?
Right.
And
Especially if
all
you're
that stuff.
self-employed.
Yeah, especially for the self-employed.
That's
the self-employed.
Even if
group.
you're W-2s also, just so you can get an idea of what you need to plan for. But yeah, definitely, as far as if you have a lot of deductions and stuff, you definitely want to plan ahead. Yeah,
Brother,
smart.
so far we've talked about the business and all that stuff, but
Right.
what's a daily routine after you finish with your job? And I may already know what you do every day because I see you every day.
You
But
and I have
yeah,
the
you
same
we
outlet.
had the same thing. But guide us to tell us what do you do on a normal week with
On a
Young?
normal week, just
Yeah.
you try to be on the phone as much as possible, and
Yeah. Who do you call?
Well, it just depends. If I have clients, or I have to contact them, or if I have questions I want to run by, I talk to the account exec.
Yeah.
But or my processor, And then, sometimes I have to contact realtors.
Yeah.
It all just depends on the day, what's going on, if on the file or something. And then, I try to go out there and meet realtors as much as possible. That's what I have to do.
Yes.
And just, get my name out there.
Yes.
So
do you meet a lot?
I try to stay busy.
Yeah. And what about on your personal life, brother? What is
what do
the
I
one
do
thing?
personal life?
Yeah, the one thing.
Man, I see you at the gym.
Guys, don't
sometimes we hang out as friends.
We do hang out.
Yeah,
We do
yeah.
hang out, and I know my body doesn't reflect it, but I do go to the gym every
Oh,
day. I go to the gym every day, and that's where I mean.
You're good, man.
I've been trying to.
You
I've
look
been
good.
I've been trying to, but
Yeah, you look good.
let's talk about how doing something physical helps us with our mindset. I know it's
Absolutely.
helping me tremendously. How does it help you, brother?
I think working out is it helps. It's helps your mentally.
Yes.
80% of it.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
I mean, for me,
Yeah.
I'm ever since I started going consistently.
Yeah. It helps your
It helps my
mind,
mood, stress,
energy,
energy, and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
it's just it really helps. Just it's not just about looking good, look physically, and of course you want to look. You want to have a good health.
yes, of course.
There's a lot of good attributes to it, but I think it also helps big time mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, especially when we have a lot of pressure from
Right.
either the lack of business,
Right.
or because we have too much business, or
yeah.
something's going on
Hey,
with something on the
double-edged sword,
business.
isn't it?
It's funny because my girlfriend was telling me, you're stressed when you have business,
Right.
and you're stressed when you don't have business.
Right,
So
right.
get it together. When are you not going to be stressed? I go.
Right.
I think that's just life.
It's just
that's
yeah.
just the way
I
it
think
is.
I think in our field, it's a very stressful.
How do you
industry.
deal being like? I mean, it's hard to explain to the people that listen to us how hard being in real estate is. It's really hard to explain,
Right.
like what the ins and outs are and what
Right.
the mindset has to be in order for you to make a living.
Right.
How do you deal with the persons that are close to you in regards to relationships, girlfriend, past girlfriends,
Right.
etc.?
Right.
Trying to explain to them, listen,
Right.
this is kind of what it is.
Well, fortunately for me, I mean, I'm no longer married, but my ex-wife, she understood.
Yeah.
We met when I,
When you were in real estate
I
already.
was in mortgage industry, and I told her when we go on vacation, I'm on that phone.
You're on their phone.
Yeah, I don't
You're on
care.
their phone.
We're like going on we're in San Diego. There's that
You're
little
on their
caravan, like going to, San Diego Zoo.
Yeah.
You ever seen those caravans where you get?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They go on these like open side buses, and like you go through like the jungle area. Well, I don't say jungle, but
Right.
they have rhinos out there and stuff like that.
Bro,
and
I've
you
been
go
to
up
San
there.
Diego once. It was great.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember I went there with my best friend.
Yeah.
And we were there and we were
Right.
sitting there. And it was during the time where I was very stressed.
Right.
And the doctor had prescribed me with a lot of like antidepressants, and I was super stressed.
Right,
and
right.
I was sitting with my my friend's dog.
Right.
And it's this Labrador.
Yeah.
Like it was a movie. In
Yeah.
my eyes, I was in a movie. Because I was sitting with this dog, and I was throwing the ball, and he was going there, and I was in this beautiful beach. I don't remember the
Yeah.
beach. It was in San Diego. Coronado Beach. Thank you.
Okay.
It was in Coronado Beach, and I was sending it, and then I was looking at these homes, and then I thought to myself,
Yeah.
I would live here.
Yeah.
So I went into Zillow, and I started seeing how much those homes were.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like 7 million. I go, well, no wonder I like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
yeah,
wow.
I could do this.
No wonder I like it.
Yeah.
But that was the one time that I went to San Diego, and
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I like it, San Diego, but that caravan I was telling you about, with the where you can like pet the animals and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
It's really cool. Yeah,
Nice.
it's a little extra to pay. when
Sure,
you go
sure.
to- But the zoo is just fantastic. I
The
mean,
San Diego Zoo is
yeah,
it's a big
great.
thing. It's
Oh
a
my
big,
God,
it's a big thing.
best zoo I've ever been in. So.
But you had to take your phone.
I took my phone. That's what I'm going back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on that van. I was like on the phone talking. I'm like, I'm sure it annoyed people in there, but I had to take it. It was important.
When I go out on a date and I have to take a call, the first reaction is like, you're too loud.
Yeah.
Chris, you're too loud. But
Yeah.
you have to get excited about life. You know,
Right.
when we're doing all this
Yeah,
stuff. Well,
no.
I want to,
You and I are the
especially-
same way. When on the phone, we get
Especially,
like amped up. Yeah.
I'm walking,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, you
pacing,
are, yeah.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm repeating myself like
Yeah.
20 times
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm
No, I hear
shaking,
you.
and
I hear
that's
you.
just part of being in real estate, and the people that are close to us have to understand it's kind of part of the deal. It has nothing to do with them. It's just this is
Right.
what it is.
Right.
In order for us to make a
Right.
living, I still haven't found
Yeah.
that balance. The
Yeah.
only balance that I care about
Yeah.
is my bank account balance. Shit,
Dude, I knew
what are we doing? You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
knew you were
you know,
gonna say
let's talk about balance, bro.
Yeah.
My bank account
Yeah.
is the balance that
Yeah.
I care. What do you think
Yeah.
about that, brother? You tell me. I mean, am I wrong?
Hey man, they say that. Oh, if you don't, money causes stress, and come on, try having no money, man.
Let me tell you something. For most of my life, I've never had any money,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and then I had a little bit of money,
and
and then I had a little bit of money, and when you don't have any money, brother,
yeah, it's more
it's a
stressful.
horrible stress.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like so.
Yeah.
One of the things that money can do is it can give you better health services. It can
Right.
buy you better food.
Right.
Better
Better
shelter.
Right.
Better cars.
Right. You don't have to worry about your car breaking down.
You don't have to worry
Stress
about your car.
that. Yeah. There's a
And
lot
brother,
of
I've been
benefits
stressed
of
about that
money.
many,
Yeah.
many times,
Yeah.
and that this is why we work so hard. This is why we do what we do. This is
Right.
why I mean, this, I chose this business to
Right.
be a little bit more comfortable, which still hasn't happened, but I'm
Right.
working hard on it. But
Right.
tell us your views on money, brother, because it's a very taboo thing. Most people think talking about money is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree because, like you said, I don't believe money is a bad thing. I see money as a tool
Right.
of comfort and experiences and all that stuff. Where do you see this? Are you against people that are looking for money and that's their thing, or
No,
where are you
absolutely
at on
not.
that?
No, I mean, money's a great motivator.
Money's a great motivator.
Yeah, so like I say, try not having any money.
Shit.
That's why everyone who don't have money, they want more money. I've never met a person that said, "I'm fine, I don't want any money."
Never
Come
once.
on. No.
Never once.
I've not met one person. That,
Never.
So I think I see nothing wrong with it. I think you never want to look down on someone who doesn't have money. I always like show respect for people.
No.
And I hate giving money to like homeless people, but sometimes I do it because it's got to be. It's
No,
tough,
brother. Listen,
yeah.
we also have to be in a state of of being
Right.
grateful for what we
Right.
have and share
Right.
share what we have.
Right.
One of the problems that I've had conversations with a lot of friends where they go, money's not happiness, and it's really not.
No, it's not everything.
It's not- it's not everything.
Try having bad health.
Yeah,
and all
no,
the money in the world,
absolutely. Then
know?
that's the only problem that
Right.
that you have. But I'll tell you what. I was watching the singer for the band. I think it was Megadeth.
Oh yeah.
And the guy had cancer.
The lead singer.
The lead singer.
Dave Mustaine.
Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
And he goes.
Mustaine, I think that's-
Mustaine. Yeah, Dave Mustaine. He goes. I got cancer, but I got $20 million in the bank, so it's a little bit easier for me than the
Right.
people that has
You
cancer
get
with no
better
money.
health. Right.
Better health.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
I mean, I hate to put it that extreme, but it does help. I'm already happy,
Right.
but the money is just going to be a little bit happier.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like it's not going to
I-
look for my
I don't
happiness.
think-
You know?
Yeah, I think everyone wants money. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, that was
Yeah.
well, that's a question that I always
Yeah,
ask because
yeah. I mean, there's some. I guess I've never met them, but they get off the grid and live in the woods. and
yeah,
stuff
no,
like that.
brother, no.
There's some people like that.
I understand.
I could appreciate. I can respect that, but for me, I don't think I could ever live like that. I like the comfort of having a nice stuff and
Brother, that's one of the beautiful things about Las Vegas. I love the whole new part of it
Very
because
new,
it's a
yeah.
new city.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have hung out in a situation where it's like midnight and you want to go have a cigar, and we
Right.
can go have a cigar.
Right.
You want to go have some steak and eggs at 2 a.m.
Right.
We can go have steak and eggs in the morning. Everything is open.
247. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
Las Vegas, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm here
Right.
because there is that
Right.
part of it where you
Right.
have access to, and by the way, you also have access to luxury at a very affordable price.
Right. I still think homes here are still more affordable in some places, like especially Hawaii and so on. So yeah.
What do you see? What do you see the market, brother, in the next 12 months?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, and I hate to talk about the market because it's just opinions right now. We're speculating, but I believe, and this is just my point of view, that it's just going to be another similar year to last year. What do you think? Which it was tough, but what do you think?
Yeah, as far as people buying,
people moving into Vegas, or maybe move, or let's talk about Vegas specifically.
Yeah, I don't see the prices dropping.
No, I don't see that.
Yeah, I don't see interest rates. I mean, I'm not an economist, but I don't think it's going to drop anytime soon.
Yeah.
In fact, we had a rate increase not too long ago.
Right.
30-year fix for like in the 6.5.
Right. That's it.
But now it's in this, high, like low 7s, high 6s.
Yeah.
It depends on how much you put down and so on too.
And that's just standard across the board. I mean, that's
Right.
that's what it is. I agree with you. I think we're gonna have the same thing as the next 6-12 months, and
Right.
I don't believe Vegas is an affordable place like it used to be.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. I think people who bought maybe 4 or 5 years ago, they're more, they're lucky to buy that.
They ain't selling shit.
Yeah. They're now it's I don't know what the percentage is. I'm sure it went up like 35%, right?
In regards to what, brother?
4 or 5 years ago.
Oh my God, I think it's a little bit more. I
Really?
think, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think the reason why the prices are not moving down like everybody was, because everybody was expecting the prices to go down. Here's the problem.
Okay.
Let's say you bought a home 4 years ago,
Right.
and you bought it at a 3%,
Okay.
right?
Oh, right.
And now the home is worth more.
Right.
And it was like, oh shit, my payment is X.
Right.
And then you want to move,
Right.
but now your payment is going to be Y.
Right.
And it's like,
Right.
oh,
right.
It make so I'm not selling.
Right.
So therefore, if you're not selling,
Right.
that's kind of the inventory that Vegas was expecting for the new buyer to come
Right.
in and buy.
Right.
So when you have, you're in a golden cage.
Right.
You're not moving. You're
Right.
like, why would you move?
Right,
Well,
right,
brother, I'm in the same situation where it's like, bro, like
Right.
if we move,
Right. Where are you going to move to?
well,
You're going to pay more.
You're going to pay a lot
For a lateral movement, too, you're gonna pay more.
By the way,
Yeah,
it's going to
if
be
you
a normal
were-
house.
Yeah.
It's not going to be no $1 million situation. It's going to
Right.
be a normal house.
Right.
And your payments are going to be. So I believe
Right.
those buyers, sellers,
Right.
those sellers are kind of
On the fence.
very on the fence. And I would be too if,
No, absolutely.
you
No,
know.
that's definitely, the pre-existing homes, I think that's why new construction, there's more activity.
More activity in new construction for sure.
Right,
Yeah.
but pre-existing homes, excuse me, they're not selling. They're not putting it on market.
Yeah.
Because where are they going to move to? Unless they move out of state, or
Of course,
or
there's-
they had a baby. and
There's
they
always
have
going to
to get
be
something bigger,
there's always going to be
yeah.
stuff like that. But
Yeah.
one of the things that I've been seeing on my side, and I believe you have seen it on yours too, is
Right.
for those people that before it was like, it makes sense for us
Right.
to sell the home,
Right.
buy a new home because the interest rate is so great, and it's
Right.
going to be like it's going to work out,
Right,
and or payment is going to increase, but it's going to be doable with the.
Right.
Now it's like if you're going to do that,
Right.
it's a real situation.
Right,
it's like
right,
we
right.
really have to think about it.
Right. Yeah, you have to think.
You have to think about it.
Long and hard, right.
You have to think about it. But that being said, I believe the new prices that we have are what they are.
Right.
And this
Yeah.
is it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to come down. I mean, I don't think it's going to climb up as much as.
No, I don't think so. I think it's pretty steady.
I think because of the activity, maybe.
Yeah.
People. I mean, you know as well as I do. A sale of a home dictates the market on the next home you can sell.
Sure. Sure.
But I don't think. I don't think it's going to increase that much, or I certainly don't think it's going to drop. But yeah, if the interest rates, I'm sorry,
That's all right.
Interest rates drop, that will increase activity dramatically.
And I think that'll increase prices if that happens.
That would have, yep.
So it's like
absolutely.
we're in a catch-22 over here. It's
Right.
like what do we do?
Right.
Well, brother Young, I really really appreciate you coming
Yeah.
down, man.
Thanks for having me. I
was
appreciate
great.
it.
Thanks
It's
for
been
hanging out while I got everything
No,
set
no,
up.
no, no.
But I really appreciate you coming down, brother.
No.
We need to do this again.
Absolutely.
And you the man,
Yeah.
brother.
Thank you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank
Thanks.
you for having me.
All right, guys. Well, that was Young. Which company are you with again?
Vision Home Mortgage here.
Vision Home Mortgage,
Nevada.
which I'll put down all of his information. Great guy, great friend. I've known him now for about a year. I want to say, and he was nice enough to come and do a podcast with me. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time.